How many product placements can we have?
Do you like that Orange Crush, buddy? I know.
I like the one where it was Skype and Windows Phone on the same screen.
I saw they had the word Skype.
When there was a Windows Phone.
Oh.
You saw the little Windows
I
logo.
saw Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah, Pizza Hut, of course.
So Orange Crush, Pizza Hut.
There might have been others.
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too, actually.
We just finished watching the Michael Bay produced abortion, and I use the term abortion literally. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Sitting here is Mike, Scott, and me, Shawn. Alex declined to come, which I believe was the smarter decision.
I think he made I honestly think he made the right choice in not coming.
Yes.
For not seeing this.
Yes. I'm sure he's sitting at home right now with his lovely child and wife and not wanting to pull his eyeballs out of his own head.
Oh my god, it's really...
For some reason, I have a ridiculous, stupid grin on my face, and I pretty much did the entire film. Not because I was enjoying it, just purely, wow.
Well,
this was made, and I'm watching it right now, and I paid money for it, which we've already discussed.
Not much, admittedly, which is good.
Yes.
I don't know how many times Shawn would nudge me and look at me and just kind of roll his eyes. And then you didn't roll your eyes. You looked at me and you had that look on your face, just like, I can't. Like, why is this happening?
Yeah, no, it's the stupid smile.
Why is this a thing?
Yes. And then I had to get your attention that one time, Shawn.
I saw that. You leaned over.
I had to lean over.
Me.
What part was that?
It was after the stupid avalanche snow scene that never ended.
Oh,
yes.
And I was like,
yes,
really?
the grand Cecil B. DeMille action conglomeration of digital sound and noise on the screen, which largely meant nothing.
Yeah, I think, Scott, you also said, I don't even know what happened.
Well, because I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that's right.
The other part is, maybe it's just me because I just watched CG for like 9 minutes straight. But near the end of it, I was like, the CG looks worse now.
Well, they ran out of money.
No, but like at the end of that scene,
Oh,
it was
the
almost
scene.
it was like watching the movie at the start. I was like, it doesn't look bad, and then at the end, I was like, it looks like they just gave up. They're
Well-
like, well, this isn't very good.
Ever since
we've
they
made
perfected digital eyelash rendering, they've moved on to try to perfect snow, and they haven't quite done it. It was on a snowy mountain where this
Yes.
whole thing took place.
Yes.
Should we go back to the beginning?
Okay, yeah,
Let's
let's
start chronologically with how
you're right.
awful this is. Note to self, do not go during a matinee during summer because there are children whose parents have not told them how to shut up.
You're gonna get kids no matter what.
I know
unless
that.
you do some late night showing. But again, we do suggest a matinee because generally matinees are cheaper.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Well,
you do not want to give this thing all the
It's
money.
also a Wednesday. Realistically, I went and I was like, you know what? There's gonna be a few people. It's not gonna be that packed. I was mistaken.
Yes, no,
It
you
was, also wasn't a huge theater. We had kind of like a medium.
Yeah, well, we didn't see the 3D version, which again gave them less
Thank
money.
God we did not see the 3D
Yeah.
version because we would not have been able to make out what the hell was going on screen.
I would have vomited constantly during that movie if we had seen it in 3D.
I did, but mentally.
Yeah. Okay, so the start of the movie. I don't like the fact that they just started the movie with a voiceover.
It was a voiceover basically of Splinter, the...
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub was Splinter. He's not even Japanese.
I know.
That's the first thing. The second
Oh,
thing...
well, we'll talk about the origin
Oh, yeah.
story shortly, yes. But
The
anyway,
second
go
thing,
on.
it was a voiceover basically with the character of Splinter saying, oh, you were not ready to go up, blah, 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 but you're super strong and powerful. You're blah, blah, blah. Where to begin with that? And plus there's like this stupid sort of cartoon overlay at the same time.
Well, again, they're pulling back from the comics. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only reason why they did that.
I don't mind that as much. It's just the whole movie, I think, had a lot of, they were like, you know what, we're going to get a lot of feels out of this. We're going to aim for lots of feels. Yeah. Like with Raph's speech at the end. And
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
but
Jesus Christ.
But right at the start, I think when they were doing that, they were like, they wanted to incite some emotion. And it's just, I didn't laugh. I don't think I had an actual reaction until maybe 15, 20 minutes in. I was just deadpan, just watching a movie for at least 15, 20 minutes.
Oh my God, was I sitting beside Megan Fox? Because that's basically
I
her
know.
facial expression.
Her lip looks creepy.
Well, that's
Like
because
her upper lip looks like it's all curled up.
Well, no, it's the result of all the collagen. It forms granules inside the lip tissue, and when she purses her lips, which she does often because she can't really form any other expression, you can see them all kind of bubbling up, almost like lip bubble wrap.
Which is weird because I've Like, first time I saw her was in Transformers. I thought she was attractive.
Yeah, that was like 12 years ago. So
That,
now
you
she's
know?
entering like old makeup hag territory.
Well, it didn't take her very long.
No, it didn't. So we start off with freaking April O'Neil, Megan Fox, and her gross toe thumbs. And I'd like to point out for all the gays in the audience, yellow jacket and green finger polish. Honey, no. No. Bad.
Technically, it wasn't yellow.
What was it?
Oh, it was like
It was like
It was like
light butterscotch orange.
Really? It looked like yellow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they were going for the yellow
going for
jumpsuit,
yellow.
but they realized yellow's a little too garish, so
rain
they're like,
slicker yellow.
yeah. I mean, obviously that's what
it
they
was
were
like
going
yellow
for, but it wasn't
caramel.
that color.
I know,
though.
but it still didn't distract from her face, which was horrible. And she wore so much foundation that you could build a house on her face.
well, there wasn't anything funny. There wasn't anything memorable. Her acting was absolutely terrible.
Oh, abysmal. She cannot act. She can't act.
and I don't.
I mean, sure, you have to deliver lines like, no, that's stupid. They're ninjas. They're turtles or whatever the hell she said.
Yeah,
I mean,
I-
granted, that is crap.
It's
But you should be able to sell it somewhat.
the dialogue in this movie is probably some of the worst dialogue I've seen in a very long time.
Well, they were trying to be ironic, but the problem is it's like,
How can you be ironic with such a corporately produced piece of crap?
yeah.
You can't. I mean, you can try. And I don't think that, thank you for that bell, that was lovely. I don't think the children will get it.
Well, and that's just it. I
Well,
think it's
but- yeah,
it's-
I mean,
I don't
that
think it's meant for the. It's not meant for the kids. That's
Yeah.
meant for the parents. It's
Well, people like us, basically.
Exactly. People who might have kids now, and they're like, you know what? I grew up loving these, and then they go, and their kids
That's
are like,
right.
I like them, and you're like, no, you don't.
Let's go play in
We're never
Daddy's
watching-
nostalgia.
Yeah, we're never gonna watch anything like this again. It's terrible. Well, and it's also Nickelodeon now.
Oh, God, that
Like, it's a
explains lot.
Nickelodeon movie, so
Yeah.
of course it's gonna have lots of that stuff. It's very possible they pulled from like their own TV show. I don't know,
Oh, God.
but it was just.
That would explain something.
It
So we
was
start
just-
out with April O'Neil trying to find out, because she's like a weather girl or something equally inane, of course, because it's Megan Fox. And she's trying to boost her career by going and finding. We're telling you all about the movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, in case it wasn't
Spoilers.
obvious, spoilers.
Anyway,
but no,
she's
you're
down
not
at the
missing
docks,
anything.
and there's like some ship who got some chemicals stolen. She's like, I'm fucking April O'Neil. I'm a plucky reporter now, or I'm trying to be, and I'm going to fucking find out why this is going on. And of course, nobody gives a shit because it's Megan Fox. And she has her plucky friend, Will Arnett, who is the cameraman.
Yeah, no. Can we talk about Vern for a second? Because he should have been super whiny, but he wasn't.
That's right. Isn't Vern like
Vern
a
is no, he's from the cartoon.
Was that that pink shirt guy in the van who's like,
Yeah,
April,
Vern.
come on. let's
Exactly, that's
go."
Vern.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I
had
was
no
like,
idea.
he's not like if you're gonna call him Vern, make him whiny and annoying. But he wasn't. I mean, he was an idiot. But I mean,
No, he was an idiot and a
that
quasi
said,
love interest.
Will Arnett was an excellent choice. And again, I could totally see him playing the Vern character, but he didn't do it. He just
Should have
he
been
played
rolling
himself.
He should have
basically.
been
He
rolling
played
his
himself.
eyes the entire time at Megan Fox.
He didn't change. He was.
He was Will Arnett.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He of the gravelly voice and an incongruous face to go along with it. What happened after that? They went down to the docks, chemicals stolen out of the ship, and she's like, I'm going to come back at midnight
Oh, okay,
or some
whoa,
damn
whoa,
shit.
whoa.
That's right, yeah.
Let's talk about. I assume it was Raph, his ability to knock over shipping containers,
Yeah, throw them even.
throw them. I was like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
it's like 2,000 pounds.
When I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna assume it's all of them. They're all there, all four turtles, and they're all doing this in conjunction.
I assume they are again, but
Even
yeah.
with that, no.
Yeah, so April O'Neil goes to the docks. She sees the Foot Clan, by the way. She sees the Foot Clan trying to steal weapons or chemicals or some damn thing.
Wait,
by
sorry,
the way, the
sorry.
Foot Clan,
Yeah, I know we're both thinking the same thing.
they're not a clan of ninjas. They're just some weird terrorist
Thugs.
group with
Yeah, but wait,
Machine guns.
where did they get the name Foot Clan?
because
they've been stepping.
Oh yeah, that's right. Stepping on
the people of New York.
yeah,
something
exactly.
like
Or
that.
stepping over the
over.
bodies of people of New York or something of that ilk. which
Yes,
is-
there's a group going around stealing high profile equipment and weapons and shooting up the city streets. They're in Times Square, for God's sake, and the police
Which
or
we
the
only-
National Guard are completely incapable of dealing with this somehow.
You never see them. You
No.
never see the police. You see the police twice, and you're like, all right, well, you're.
Thanks for showing.
Yeah. All right, thanks. I guess.
Yeah. So April O'Neil shows up, and then cargo containers start flying around as Ninja Turtle or Turtles start kicking their ass. She gets a picture of them somehow with her stupid Windows phone.
No. She
Wasn't
had a
that?
Nokia phone. Oh yeah, there's another
Windows Nokia, whatever, blah, blah,
oh
blah.
well, yeah. Maybe it was a Windows Nokia. I don't know.
I think you paid more attention to all the branding than you did
Oh,
the
I
movie.
just
Which,
'cause-
no, that's impressive.
because
though.
I hate that shit.
I'd like to
know.
point out Megan Fox was not able to take a picture of the turtles with her fucking toe thumbs because it took forever. And that
It was
was
like delete, 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 and then it was like low light, low light.
Oh yeah,
low
the
light.
low light thing again. Yeah. Phone doesn't give a shit if it's low light. It's gonna take the goddamn picture.
Exactly.
It's just gonna give you blurry. Piece
No
of
low
shit.
light. No, we can't. No, you can. I'm touching a button. You're not a sentient being. Just do as I tell you.
yeah. So
So we've got So she goes back
to the news, her happy hour Channel 6 news or whatever the hell it is,
Right.
saying, "Yeah, I've got pictures, blurry pictures of turtles." No, wait, and then what's her name?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah,
Whoopi
Whoopi
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Thank you. I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah,
Whoopi
Comes on
Goldberg
screen
is
as
amazing.
like the manager of
Yeah.
the news.
What's the name in the cartoon?
In the cartoon, it's like
It's
the
like a-
surly.
white
It's like
guy?
Yeah, it's like a chubby
know.
old man.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't
Not
call him
old,
old, but he's
but-
older. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's.
I
Now
actually-
Whoopi Goldberg,
it's
who
Whoopi
is
Goldberg.
immense. She is immense.
Yeah,
She has
I was
become
like,
two
that's
people.
what I'm saying. Like, if she didn't speak, if I couldn't hear her voice, I would have never recognized her. I'm
Yeah,
like,
girl needs to get herself to a Curves gym.
It's
Damn. Okay. Anyway, she's there with April O'Neil, Megan Fox, and Megan Fox is relaying this story to her. Whoopi Goldberg is trying not to eat her. And of course, she does not believe the character of Megan Fox, and she says, "Hey, I ran into the Foot Clan. They were trying to steal shit at the docks, and some turtles came out and kicked their butts." Whoopi Goldberg is, of course, disbelieving.
well, no, it wasn't. It
Nobody's
wasn't
surprised.
turtles yet. I think at that point because the
Oh, yeah,
first time
she- yeah,
does it,
she
does it
didn't-
to
yeah, yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
And she's like, "Oh, I don't really have any proof, but I do have a really shitty picture,
That's right.
and there's vigilantes." And she's like, "Yeah, we'll totally go on the news with vigilante
that's
stuff
right.
that you
Oh yeah,
said."
I guess that's another question. This whole family thing all over.
Oh
Oh, God.
Sorry, that's
That's
it's
the origin
dumbest-
story.
Is it? It's shitty. Oh, let's
Yes.
put family everywhere.
Yeah, is
Why?
it? Was it
Why?
the turtles that? It is the turtles that put that shit there, right?
That's
Just-
what I was wondering. I was like, because they don't really say. I'm like, oh, it's everywhere that the foot have been, and they've been
Yeah.
stopped. So are the foot running family everywhere, or are the turtles stopping them and running family?
What kind of calling card? Yeah, so the turtles leave this stamp
Yeah,
on
because she
a
keeps
shipping
finding it
container
all over the place. So obviously, I guess it's
of
the
Japanese
turtles.
characters, or Chinese
Yeah,
characters.
it's gonna be Japanese, obviously.
Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these. And
The turtles don't speak.
they don't speak Japanese, but they
No.
leave these characters everywhere, and the characters mean family every time they kick the foot's butt. I'm like, what kind of calling card is that?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Another perfect example of how the movie is trying to elicit feels.
And do they carry around ink to do this with?
No,
'Cause
no,
it was
no.
dripping.
Yeah, it was paint.
Yeah.
Paint. Okay,
So
they're
that means
carrying
they've
around
got a
paint.
stencil in their shell.
Or they're just using cans. Maybe they're tagging.
No.
So that's what I thought. But
No, that was
as-
way too detailed.
I know,
They're
it was
using,
way
they're
too
using
right at the
stencils.
top. There's a perfect point, and then it's like dripping.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They're using stencils.
I was hoping it was blood, but no.
black blood.
Who knows?
You see the old comics?
blood.
Blood.
No, they were in black and white, so that makes sense.
So yeah, April is disbelieving. Anyway, the Foot Clan go on another rampage, and for some reason try to blow up a subway station.
No.
Well, that was them trying to,
Yeah, to
trying to
lure the
lure them.
turtles
lure the
out.
turtles, yeah.
Which they do and
which
get
they
beat up.
do, and then it's a whole
Oh yeah,
lot of
sorry. So the turtles are riding on a subway car. Somehow they manage to cut the power to the lights magically.
yes, and
are-
it's a scene of flashing lights, flying bodies, people being
Probably
thrown around.
Donatello. He's a hyper genius.
Yeah.
And then, of course, April O'Neil finds them again coming out of the subway on top of a roof where she takes their picture, and then she finally meets them. And can we discuss how disgusting the turtle characters actually
They
look?
really do. They look okay.
Raph is especially dirty.
Yes, they're like,
He's really filthy.
He's huge.
Well,
too.
yeah, he's big. Obviously, he's the
yeah,
biggest
dude is
one.
jacked.
I
they
think
all are,
Mikey, hey,
Jesus.
Donnie and Mikey look the creepiest as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I would say Mikey is actually the creepiest of the
Yeah.
bunch.
Um,
That damn nose,
yeah. And
especially
even
flat.
though I had heard people say like, yeah, there's like boner jokes. The very first time I heard, he's like, "Oh, my shell's getting tight."
Yeah,
I was
that's-
like, "That's uncomfortable."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids don't understand. Other people do.
And parents,
that's
of course,
gross.
behind us laughed.
yeah.
And
they
then
could just say, "If I had a penis, it would be getting hard."
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable and it's
yes,
totally unnecessary.
I'm a
Yeah.
reptile who's now turgid for a member of another species.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they kept going, and they kept
Oh,
making
yeah, the joke
it's
kept happening,
turgid.
yeah.
Turgid. Welcome to
Turgid,
grade
okay.
10 science.
I was like turgid.
Come on,
gross.
turgid's such a good word.
I know, it's creepy.
So yeah, that they kept dropping the horny / dick jokes in there
Yep.
for the parents. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the character designs are disturbing. I would have to say Leonardo is probably the best one, the most turtle looking, like familiar that we're with. And Mike looks.
Mike
weird.
was
He's got,
really-
like disgusting worm lips and a weird nose. Like they have nostrils for
He-
some reason.
Well,
He
they
looks-
have nostrils. It's the worst on Mikey for some reason. I don't know why.
He looks like the And
The Down syndrome turtle. That's what he looks
but
like.
in the comics, isn't Mikey the youngest?
Aren't they all the same age?
They're all basically the
I
same.
thought he was
okay.
just baked all the time.
Oh, okay. Because they make him look like a baby, and he acts like a child.
Well, I
more
mean,
than
that's his
anyone.
character, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he's
know.
always the goof, but
But I think they were like, you know what? We're gonna make his appearance reflect that, and I think he looks more like a baby.
yeah.
Like a mentally challenged baby.
Yes.
Like the slow learner special
Yeah.
needs baby. Turtle.
Oh God, there's so much.
And let's see, wait, Raphael is this like jacked up steroid monster with anger issues.
But I mean, that's Raph. I mean, all the characters are right.
I know,
At
but he's
least-
a little over the
it's-
top.
No.
Yeah, well,
No.
The broad strokes they've painted on them is the leader, the smart guy, the rude outcast, and the crazy.
Surfer.
Yeah,
Yes,
but I
exactly.
mean, that's
Which
always been their characters, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I had no problems with their
Me neither.
character
Yeah.
themselves.
Lee was the most subdued. He was the only
But
one.
he always is.
But like even more so because they went like Mikey was really out there. They had a lot on him too. Like he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
they took the character and like, you know, like in The Simpsons, character of Poochie. Hey, let's make him this, let's make him that, and crank it up by 10%. Yeah, it's like that.
It's like Super Mikey.
Yeah.
Kind of like Super Shredder.
They're like sketches or these weird sketches. Again, the broad strokes, like you mentioned, and amped up.
Yeah. Large embellishments of their own characters.
And Donatello, I'm not even sure what was happening there. Yeah. What was he? He's getting wearing
I don't
all
know
this
why the fuck is he goddamn blind. I really had a problem with him wearing
blind. He's
glasses.
carrying all that electronic equipment around.
on
He's
his
got,
back. Yeah.
He's got wrist-mounted hologram maps or something.
Yeah. I mean, this comes down to the whole the amount of technology the turtles have. Where are they getting all this? But I mean, all the other movies and comics generally have that same problem. So
With all that,
give them that.
for some reason, the biggest problem I had with their appearance was okay. They know they're going to be crime fighters in some aspect, and they have so much shit just plastered to their body. Donatello, like you were saying, he's got that backpack. He's
basically a Best
got
Buy.
He's got Beat headphones.
Oh God!
Constantly on.
I missed that.
Yeah, there was one point when he was doing a flip, and I was like, I know that's. I was like, P,
Was it a
and I was like,
slow-mo?
that's a B.
Was this? Yeah.
Well, which one? There were numerous.
God!
Yeah.
So more
So-
product placement.
So he had the Beat headphones. I'm pretty sure they were Beat because
Oh, you know what? I would not be surprised.
I somehow missed that, but good on you and catching
Yeah.
it.
like so Mikey had like the chain and he had like the sunglasses always on them.
Yeah.
So everyone had a bunch of stuff. The only thing I liked how Raph his back. I know it was probably like a character we couldn't really see, but he had something painted on his back.
Yeah.
In red. You know what? That's fine. But there's no way people would be like, you know what? Let's do shit. Let's just pack up a bunch of crap and put it on our backs, and all this extra.
Junk.
Yeah, like flair, and then go out and beat people up.
I noticed Leonardo had a like New York City
Yeah,
the New York City button. Yeah.
on
on
him
yeah.
or something. I'm like, that's
What
he's
about-
wearing 24 pieces of flair.
That's his flair. Exactly.
What about
You need
the
more
way their
flair.
shells looked attached to them? It just looked really wrong. It looked like literally
Skin.
no. Like just how much it popped out from above their shoulders,
Yeah.
Yeah.
over their neck.
Like the
I
half
don't
their
know.
head was covered.
It looked like felt on the back. It just looked fake.
The other thing is, and I'm surprised they didn't do this to be honest. So they had, like I don't know what it's called, but like the underbelly of a turtle, like where their chest is, looks like a separate plate.
Yeah.
All of them looked kind of okay. Like Leo's was hard to see because he had
Yeah, he's wearing the
like chopsticks on his chest or
No,
something.
no. That's
It's like-
not Japanese armor, isn't it? I think?
Is it?
They look like bamboo armor or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
like
yeah,
Native
yeah.
Americans.
Bamboo
would wear.
bamboo
armor,
reeds
yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Raph's looked like he was burned.
Yeah,
Maybe,
probably.
but he was filthy. so who
he does
knows?
it to himself.
Yeah, so they were all like,
issues.
It eases
so
the
they all
pain.
had that, but none of them, because anything you see, there's always a. I didn't see anything where it looked like they had a shell that their head would be able to go into.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
and that's
no, they had like massive, like deltoids and
yeah. They would be able to fit.
giant
They definitely wouldn't be able to
muscles.
fit their
Yeah.
their
like the size of
arms
someone's
in.
thigh.
Yeah. Well, that takes away the entire part of "Gotta Love Being a Turtle,"
Yeah.
which is the
Yeah.
only.
On the other hand, though, they're bulletproof apparently.
Oh, fuck! No! Yes!
yes,
Oh.
our heroes were withstanding
When
hail
you
of
looked at me-
gunfire.
Yeah, where he flexes.
A hail of gunfire, and
Yeah.
for some reason, Raphael absorbs a number of shots into his chest, and it just flexes. It goes, "Wah!" and all the
they
bullets
pop
pop
out.
out.
But it was how it happens.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
They're getting shot at. There's 4 of them, and they're like, "Hey guys, hey, we're bulletproof." Like they've just discovered that they're bulletproof.
Well, it's not like they're going to be shooting each other. So, but
No,
I
but-
mean, yeah,
But
it's
like,
just,
hey guys, we're bulletproof. I'd be like, holy fuck ball, people can't shoot us?
if we just walk
we're gonna be
backwards toward them?
villains. I would be like,
Oh.
wait, we can't die? I'm going to be a terrible person. I'm going to do so many illegal things. Cops can't stop me now.
If it includes killing Megan Fox, I'm with you. It's
Even
fine.
when being electrocuted, they're just like, oh, pain's in your mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
nothing bothers you guys. Raph at one point destroys an entire cinder block, just punches it out of the way.
Well, do recall, though, that they said that they were strong, like 10 times stronger than a human or some crap. Yes, apparently being mutated means you are hideously strong and able to, as Scott pointed out, do all those things. And hurl empty cargo containers around
That was. I think that was
somehow.
Oh wait. And again, I realize I'm jumping ahead, but
Oh,
the scene where I believe it's Raph smashes into the side of a Humvee,
On his
and
back.
the Humvee
It just crumbles.
it crumbles
Crumpled
in.
and thrown into a tree. He's fine.
He's fine.
The small Japanese woman inside is not.
And
We
this
never
is-
see her again.
That's true.
And this
Where
is
did she go?
This is even after. Well, we can discuss it later. But
Oh, we never talked
Yeah.
about the origin of Splinter.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
that's
yeah.
good.
Okay. Let's talk about the origin story. Let's just talk
whereabouts were we? Okay, so anyways,
So Megan Fox, blah, 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 sees the turtles, blah, 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 gets another picture of them. They erase it.
and they take off, and then she goes to tell people. Whoopi Goldberg doesn't believe her, and she gets fired.
Yeah, doesn't
All
eat her,
that-
but fires her.
yeah.
And then
She goes to tell. Oh, she gets fired. Talks to Will Arnett, Vern, and says, "Blah blah blah. I'm going to tell you everything, but I want to talk to what's the last name? Is it Sask?
Sax,
Yeah.
which is a really
Sax.
dumb
William
last name.
Holden
S-
is the
yeah.
evil character who has this big conglomerate.
So
I have to
she
say
said-
his evil side, because it was obvious he was the bad guy
Yeah.
right from the start.
I've always liked him though.
I felt they sort of played that card a little early in the movie. Like it should have been more of a reveal at the end, but I guess it was so damn obvious. They're like, let's just get it out of the
They
way.
show it in
Yes,
the
he's evil.
trailers though. I mean,
Oh, I didn't watch the
yeah,
trailers,
so you
of
see the
course.
trailers. So with Megan Fox, a small amount of backstory. Megan Fox's father was a scientist who also worked with him, with Sax. And there was a huge fire because they were working on something.
With
and
turtles.
yeah,
And a rat.
And a
which,
rat.
unfortunately, the father dies. So Megan goes through all of her stuff, and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, because when she was on the roof with the turtles, they call each other by name, and she voices it because audiences are dumb, and she's like, "Oh my god, Leonardo, Raphael."
Turtle called Leonardo? That seems familiar.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised. So she remembers all this stuff because when she was a kid, that's what her dad did.
Oh, I should
They
mention
were-
that the camera she was using, that was from apparently 1999, had Bluetooth. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Fuck
she was
off.
filming the turtles in the lab with her father, and it had Bluetooth
Exactly.
prominently displayed,
Yeah.
of course.
It doesn't even make sense that a camcorder would have Bluetooth on it, really.
Yeah, what are you Bluetoothing to?
I don't really know.
So they're in the lab. The lab catches fire through nefarious means, of course. April O'Neil's father dies, but she rescues the 4 turtles and the rat that this guy was experimenting on. and
how does
dumps
she
them
get
the
in
sewer.
this?
I don't
Like,
know.
where the, like, what the fuck?
Breaks
first,
in.
First of all, she doesn't have a mother, apparently.
Yeah.
Secondly, she only hangs out at her father's work, which is super dangerous,
Yeah.
but he doesn't care.
And super late at
Yeah.
night for an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
There's a huge fire, and she just finds her way in there. Look, there's no plot holes. It's just this is the way the world is.
Yeah, so she takes the turtles and the rat and she dumps them down the sewers. These animals
Which
have been...
seems really strange. Oh, yeah, obviously
I'll
she
let you
cares
go.
about these turtles and this rat, and oh, I'm so sorry. You wouldn't put them in a box and like
Yeah.
try and do something. No, I'll just put you in this. I'll just dump you by a sewer grate.
Not even that. I'm gonna put you on the street next to a sewer grate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Cool, I'm gonna go into the sewer." So they go down into the sewer, and either of you can explain the wonderfulness that comes up next.
Okay, I'll take the burden of this one.
You're probably better at it.
So the rat and the turtles, which are amazingly and coincidentally all color-coded with blots of paint on their back when they're
right.
young,
Yeah, yeah.
corresponding with
prob-
the masks that they wear later on in
It's
life.
probably neat. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, so they all fall into the sewer, and then we're treated to like some CG time-lapse montage of the rat and the turtles growing. The rat, of course, grows first. And thinks, well, I had to take care of these turtles for some reason.
Oh no, the
no.
reason why was because
Oh yeah, the little
Family.
girl had shown
Yeah,
caring
love.
for them, even though
Yeah,
she
yeah,
dumped
yeah,
them in
yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he has to show caring for the turtles.
I have to be
again.
there.
this
Father.
is a
The wonderful justification of a
Yes.
Nickelodeon movie. So he says, well, they're going to be freaks and weirdos and outcasts when they grow up, so I should probably teach them how to defend themselves. This rat...
No, it was nothing like that. He just saw a book.
Yeah.
He's like,
No,
this is
he
interesting.
said that.
Oh, did he?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Okay.
You were probably blacked out.
Yeah, you're good.
It's they were playing
True.
that stupid. They were playing a stupid game, and I think
Bop, bop. Whatever it's called. Bom, bom, blom, blom.
Buck.
Buck.
Something to do with buckets.
yeah,
Buck, buck.
yeah.
They're trying to hit buckets off,
Yeah.
suspended buckets off of the ceiling or something.
They're playing a dumb game named called Buck, and they're just off on his own, and he wants to do something for them.
Yeah, because he says in the the
missed
dub
that.
over, he's going, oh, blah blah blah. They're gonna grow up. They're gonna be freaks. So they're going to learn how to protect themselves. Oh, look, I'm a rat, and I just happen to find this book of ninjutsu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with just like
In the sewer.
It's like Kumasatra style.
Yeah.
Like, look at this is what you can do.
Yeah, it's like this instruction book on ninjutsu that just happens to be in a sewer. Like somebody just dropped it down there. He just brushes off the dust and says, you know what? Fuck this. I'm a rat. I'm going to teach myself ninjutsu from this book. And he does. He teaches himself somehow.
But like the best ninjutsu, like
yeah,
think
yeah.
about-
Because I
think
mean,
about when he fights Shredder, and then the other four fight him, you're like, fuck, Splinter's a goddamn machine. He's just like, I'm gonna wipe the floor with him.
Yeah.
And he learns it quickly because he has ooze in him. Fuck that.
That's right. Yes, their learning
they actually-
capacity is increased and their speed of
did
learning
they say
increased.
that too?
Yeah.
Yes. Again, you were passed out,
Yeah.
curled up in a corner, vomiting.
Jesus Christ.
And it's not like they came out and said it, but they did it in kind of like like almost like and this happens.
Oh
because
yeah.
of
And by
whatever.
the way, they learned ninjutsu in like 2 years. So we're
Because-
treated
Very
to
impressive.
a
Yeah,
season
'cause I was-
montage of them growing up, learning this crap, blah blah blah, within a very short span of time.
Also, Raphael, fantastic sculptor.
Yeah,
Yes.
what was up with that?
I know.
That
Carved
was
a
so.
wooden sculpture with his size, and it was a sculpture of him because
Yeah.
he's badass.
But
Out of this
like-
log
Yeah,
in
in
the sewer.
in like 7 seconds.
Yes.
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 Oh my god! The
Yeah.
more
Like of all the characters that are going to do that, Raph. No.
yeah.
Raph
All
is not
joking
in the
aside,
fucking
I have a
artist.
genuine headache.
I had
I'm
a
thinking
headache
about
over the
this.
course of the movie, but it's actually gone now. I thought I was going to have to take some Tylenol
Really,
or
mine is
something. when I got
increasing
home.
as I explain this.
Me
movie.
too. The more I think about it, the more it hurts.
Yeah, it's like this deep soul wrenching pain
Oh.
that, not to use a cliche term, of your childhood being bent over and raped.
Yes.
It's
Over
true.
and over. This particular franchise has come back like 3 or 4 times in different iterations. The movies, the cartoon back in the 80s, and then it went away for a while and then came back in like the late 90s, and then in the 2000s again with another cartoon.
It keeps kind of coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this weird endless franchise.
Now after seeing this, I kind of hope.
Kids like it. I mean, that's,
Yeah, I mean it has staying power.
yeah.
And they alter them slightly every time they come back.
Yeah.
But,
obviously nothing beats the original.
obviously not.
The original's so good.
We're gonna watch that later, I swear to God.
No. I'm talking. Oh, sorry. I'm talking about the original comics.
The
Thank you
original
very much.
comics,
yeah.
like the black and white comics.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Eastman
that's
and
fine.
Laird's original comics.
Yeah. Where were we?
Oh, so Megan. Oh, right. So they give us the origin story. So that you show them training,
Which is
blah, blah, blah.
dreadful.
And this is what Splinter is showing. Oh no, that because doesn't he do that? They go over the story when she gets there.
Yeah, they kid.
Right,
They
so-
say meet on a roof,
Right.
and then they want to show her something, and it's Splinter, for some reason.
Yeah, no.
Well, no. See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Well, here's the thing.
before
Splinter.
that-
Splinter is very insistent that they bring her there, like to the lair. Was it because he knew? Was there
He
that
knows
clue?
who she is. He remembers her.
He does.
Yeah.
See,
Yes,
but-
I guess that comes down to how.
Here's the thing.
Why?
Okay.
No. Okay, so he, as a rat, before. Well, I guess it could be. As a rat, before he mutated, basically, he was quite cognizant of what was going on. He knew English to understand, like, you know what I mean? Like,
He
he
said-
knew too much shit.
He said his first memory was when he got a treatment, and that was the day he heard arguing.
Okay,
And
yeah,
the
that
fire
was,
was
the
there.
night.
Yeah. And he remembers her coming to get him. He remembers her, which is fine. But here's the thing: we skipped over one thing. April finds out about these turtles. She realizes it. She goes back home. She has a bunch of home videos. She watches them. She has an epiphany. Oh my God, these are my turtles. Blah 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 blah. My old friends are saving the city. So she and
old
she's
pets,
happy.
her old
So she
pets.
goes to tell So she goes to tell Sax. Remember that thing you were working on years ago? Well, the turtles are still around. They're the people. She goes to see him, and he's like, you know what?
And I love how he was like, oh yeah, that's great, cool.
Yeah,
Like
he
he
was-
was like, huh?
Yeah, he wasn't
No.
like, holy fuck, there
Yeah.
are giant turtles in the city.
Yeah, he was like, oh, that's
He
really
was
interesting.
Like, he's like, that's wonderful.
I would like to point out at this time that for some reason in the intervening 15 years, he had an evil plan to gas the fuck out of New York City with an
Yeah.
evil toxin that would kill everybody.
So
and
stupid.
his company would roll in with a convenient cure.
Yeah.
He'd been storing this toxin at the top of his
own building.
This
Yeah.
tall-ass skyscraper, without having the intervening antidote, which would be culled from the mutagen that he created, which was also burnt in that lab fire. He had no idea the turtles still had it in their bloodstream. He had no idea the turtles existed. But he still went ahead with his evil plan to stockpile toxin at the top of his building.
But not just that.
Why?
But there's that. There's also the other thing. Let's say something terrible were to happen. Someone's
To
like,
the tower on the top
Yeah,
of
yeah,
his
yeah.
building?
but what I mean is, okay, I have the antidote. But I also have the poison at the top of my building. My building.
That nobody could ever trace the origin to, apparently.
That's just it. Like, oh, it's at the top of my building. Don't worry, everyone. I have an antidote. I'm gonna make millions.
Yeah.
Not fishy.
Try not to find out where the toxin came from initially. Just concentrate on how great I am.
We do know that it was rolling down from the building.
Yeah, he was squirting
but
out this
don't worry
red
about
stuff.
Yeah.
Like nobody noticed that.
Yeah. No, this was not well thought out at all.
Well, no. That much is obvious. All right, yeah, so April O'Neil meets Splinter. He does the song and dance about how he was created and how the turtles were created and how he speaks English and how he's Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, do they actually talk about the fact that they can speak English?
No.
But I guess they never really do.
No. So April O'Neil is responsible for their naming, basically all about them. That she's like their mother, surrogate mother figure.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre.
That was the interesting thing is like the Japanese... The original Japanese origin is completely gone in these turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not
completely.
even close.
And which again comes back to why in the world are they spray painting family in Japanese?
like
On
Because
Art
Japanese is
containers.
cool to write or to
the original story, yes, we all know it's ridiculous that a rat without any mutagen would copy his master
This is true. This is true.
and just learn
yes.
the art of ninja.
Well, in a cage.
Yeah,
Who keeps a rat in
yeah.
a cage, like suspended from the ceiling. Like
yeah,
a
it's
bird?
not a bird.
But it's just the idea of, you know what? There's a human who practices and he has a rival. And this is where it stems from.
Yeah.
Opposed to just being like, no, we're just going to try and make so. Oh,
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the shredder yet.
Yeah, the Shredder with no backstory, no nothing. It's just some guy who's obsessed with
Yeah.
kick-ass armor.
but here's my question. And I hope one of you heard this because when I heard it, I don't know if I was happy or not.
You were not.
When they were talking about it at the start, about the mutagen and how and why they got it, do you remember where they said they got the mutagen?
Yeah, you're
From another from space or from another
yeah,
dimension?
yeah. And the TCRI was on the canister.
Yeah, no, but they,
So
but
are
they said
they-
they got it from another dimension. I could have sworn they said that.
Yeah,
They did say that.
Yeah.
And then that little story thread went nowhere because they never
Yeah.
mentioned it again.
Well,
But- and-
that might be that. Like, if they're planning on doing a sequel,
Which
which
they are,
because that's everyone's going to see this awful movie.
Oh, and because of what Shredder did at the end.
Can we talk about Shredder?
The canister, he went.
Oh,
closed
right.
his
Yes,
hand.
yes,
He's
that's
like,
right,
I'm
that's
keeping a
right,
little.
That's right.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
going to turn into Super Shredder like the end of the
It
second
was
Turtles
it
movie.
was the second Turtles movie. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Shredder. So the Shredder is a Japanese dude. All right, has a lot of scarring all over his face. Again,
Yes.
not explained.
No.
Not bad. I didn't mind that part.
No, didn't really show his face. I'm okay with that.
No, spoke secondhand Japanese. I don't think he was actually Japanese.
I'm a little
but
sad there was no Tetsuo. Continue.
That's fine, yeah.
So
So it turns out that the Trask, whatever the hell his name was, the William Holden character,
Sax.
the evil guy with
Sax.
the evil toxin who's going to gas New York,
think ball sack.
was in Japan as a child, and I guess his parents died or something. He's
his
white, so
yeah, his father was in the military. He went there, and it was around the time of the Vietnam War. Since his dad was a freak because he was white, you assume that he was killed, and this guy took him in and kind of raised him.
yeah. So the evil Japanese dude with the scars all over his face, who knows a lot of ninjutsu, took the white guy in, taught him things. Although you never see him do any martial arts.
Just
Anyway,
taught him how to be evil.
and now in this movie, they're kind of in cahoots. And the evil Japanese dude, of course, has this suit of samurai armor, which looks absurd.
I wouldn't even call it.
Looks like the Silver
Samurai.
Samurai. That's what it reminded
Yeah, it looks
me
like Silver Samurai does, with like 20,000 knives springing from
They all
it
look
because
like
it's a
bayonets.
robot suit,
Convenient.
I know they're like crosses like between bayonets and hacksaws. They
which
were
he
like,
can throw and then recall with some sort of gravity
Yeah.
power.
No. It was magnets.
Magnets
Yeah.
or whatever. So he's got this giant robotic suit of armor, and he's like this SAS guy's enforcer, basically. So he breaks into the turtle lair after April O'Neil takes the SAS guy's business card and brings it back to them stupidly. He gets a tracking device, obviously, and Megan Fox is too dumb to know that.
It was a really nice looking card.
It was a very nicely embossed card.
Yeah.
Although I felt
embossed. It was just straight up cut out.
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
straight cut out, and you had these really, really thin,
like,
that's just gonna break.
I think it was plastic. Anyway, it's a tracking device, and the Foot Clan, who are just guys with machine guns, and the Super Shredder, Mecha Shredder, whatever, break in and proceed to have a giant fight.
I would have liked it if it was a guy with a lot less armor, like a guy with a full mask that you don't see,
And with a couple cutting things on his hands.
like that, who
You
has
mean
like
like the
lots of
Shredder?
knives. Anything like that, I'd be happy with. But I was like, come on.
Yeah, no,
Really?
it's a robot.
Well, but I mean, here's the thing. I mean, everything about this movie was over the top. So
Was it? It was so hard to tell.
incredibly over the top.
I know.
Like, yeah,
up to 11.
it's amped up, super extreme to the max, or whatever the hell the children are saying these days.
It was to be radical.
Oh my god,
You know what? I was actually okay with the cowabunga thing.
No.
I was not okay with the cowabunga.
I was
Me and
okay with the cowabunga
me and
thing.
Scott both
I
went
knew
out.
it was coming. I knew, like, well, no, I just like
I-
the thing you said, you know. Yeah,
Scott, no,
I like-
no.
I was
I know
actually
it was-
okay with the cowabunga
I knew I
thing.
wouldn't be okay, but I like how they introduced it. It wasn't just out of nowhere. I like how for
That's
some
what I
reason,
mean.
I like how Raph
As soon as he
introduced it.
said that, I'm like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
Oh no, really? Because I wanted to die.
No, I
When he
thought
said
that was
that. I literally wanted.
No, but
my
I
heart to
mean,
stop.
that's. Well, I mean, it's not original Turtles, but I mean, it's original.
I know it's fan service.
Yeah.
It's fan service,
That's
but it was
fine.
still terrible.
I can deal with that. I can deal with cowabunga.
I'm glad you can deal with it because I'm gonna need therapy.
Cowabunga therapy.
Okay, so we have the Super Shredder and the clanking metal armor with the knives that he can shoot and then come back.
and they fight. So Shredder fights Splinter.
Which is actually pretty good.
Yeah, and
Considering-
Splinter beats him up. Like he.
Okay, let's
he
talk
straight
about
up-
Splinter's tail.
Splinter's
That
tail
thing
is
is
another limb.
serious shit.
It is
Yeah.
another limb.
Yeah, it's another limb. I'm pretty sure it gets longer on its own because it. was
Yeah,
super
it
effective.
sure seemed that
It's
way.
kind of like a tentacle.
Yeah.
Mind you, rat tails are fairly
Prehensile.
prehensile like that, but
Yeah,
that was
really
pretty
good.
serious.
He beat the okay. Shredder attacks right off the bat. What does Splinter do? Doesn't even watch him. He just deflects his first few attacks without even paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're just looking like a cocky asshole. No one likes that.
Oh, well.
Yeah, honestly. Eyes on the target.
Yeah, but then after that, he gets beat up a little bit.
Yeah.
He gets beat up a lot actually.
Yeah, thrown around a lot. April O'Neil tries to help by stabbing a sigh into the back of the Shredder bot. Which only, gets her a belt to the face.
Question. So they really want these turtles for their mutagen, right?
Yes, the whole plan was to break in and steal the turtles and drain their blood to get the mutagen
Yes.
out of it.
Drain them
But-
all,
Which is the
even if they
antidote.
die from it,
Yes.
which
Even
was a
if they
very
die
strange
from it.
line,
Yeah.
by the way.
But why not take Splinter? You just beat him
Yeah,
up.
I know. I was thinking the
he's
same
full of
thing.
mutagen too.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could have just walked off with him.
he doesn't
Yeah.
want dirty rat blood.
Yeah. And not just
That's
that.
just racist.
Why would you why would you do it till they die? You would do it
And
you
keep
take
milking
some.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, milk
'cause- Exactly. Just
Gross.
over time, you have an endless supply.
Or why didn't they just break into the turtles' lair, subdue them, and bring in the equipment and do it there?
That's too much work. Did you see all that equipment?
They
all
can just
that
cut open a
ridiculous-
vein and drain the blood and
No,
walk
it
out.
has to be overcomplicated. They're bad
has to
guys.
be- yes.
They also have to be hooked up to a machine that can remove blood and give them tons of adrenaline.
Oh no, the
Yes.
adrenaline button!
The adrenaline
Yeah.
button.
And every time you push it, it injects more adrenaline.
So the turtles are captured and put in these stupid glass booths. They're having their blood drained.
We should
Megan
mention
Fox-
how Raph was fucking wailing on those glass booths, and no, they weren't breaking at all.
And then
No,
they
they're
get
like-
adrenaline, and they were
And
just
then
like,
they just basically
they
walk
flip it-
through.
they
You
flip
flip
Okay,
it
whoa,
out.
slow down. So
Sorry.
Megan Fox and Will, what's his face,
yeah.
try to save the other turtles with Raphael, who had been knocked out or locked in a bathroom or something during the fight. So they go to the compound. The turtles are all locked up in the glass cages, and they're having their blood sucked out of them, and they're pretty weak, right? They're like flopping over, like
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
even
sure.
talk. And of course, Raph fights Mecha Shredder. And
Oh wait! Can we bring up a few things? Just
Wait.
earlier that scene. I'm sorry. I just need to bring it up because it was probably one of the funniest things that happened in the movie. So they're like, "What are you gonna do with this stuff?" And they basically tell them their master plan because they're bad guys.
yeah,
and that's
the
what they
James
do.
Bond.
So what do they do?
villain.
They take one of the two guys. There's three sort of goon guys,
Foot Clan guys.
Foot Clan guys. Whatever her name is,
Japanese
looks at
chick?
him.
And they
These two guys know what to do. Oh, grab the middle guy. Let's feed him the shit. And then you have all the scientists in the back going, "Oh my god!" It's like, what organization are we part of? Like, what is
Yeah, like
going on?
Shredder has this like Japanese sidekick woman.
Do you not pay attention to the fact that you have 3 like 6-foot turtles and we're draining blood from them?
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
like,
Oh my god, these people don't look nice at all. They have masks
And
Like,
guns?
Not just that. Oh my god. Oh no, we're the Foot Clan. You're the Foot Clan? Like they had no idea what was going on.
What's happening?
I
Where
know.
are we?
Oh my god.
God.
Yeah, so
Anyway, I'm
that-
sorry. I just had to bring that up.
That's
before I
fine. Like
forgot about it.
Mecha Shredder has this like kind of ugly ass Japanese assistant with bad like red hair extensions, and again for the gays, terrible.
Oh.
And she's like his little gopher or something. She set up the subway thing. She's the go-getter. She gets him coffee. So she set up that whole thing, and she's like, we're gonna demonstrate as this trash sass guy, whatever, talks about his stupid toxin. We're gonna demonstrate on that Foot Clan guy.
Yeah,
and as Mike pointed out, the 2 other guys standing beside this rather nondescript Foot Clan guard know exactly what to do, what she wants to do, and she fucking gasses them. And they're all like having a good chuckle about it.
If it were me, and this is just me, I would have tried to get the mutagen and then showed them, be like, this is what it does to someone. They're like, oh, and then bring him back, and now he's okay.
I
Like,
thought
why-
they were going to do that.
Yeah, like
but they just
why,
let the guy
why
die.
kill him just outright? The guy would be like, no, we're literally in the midst of getting the cure for what you're about to kill me with. Let's wait like an hour. Then you can try and kill me, and then I'll be okay.
Yeah, but no, they just decided to wipe him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for no reason. They could have just explained the situation. Oh, we're gonna,
Like, what is
use
it-
this
how
gas.
is-
It's gonna kill people. It's gonna really suck for people. But no, we have to actually demonstrate it for you for
That's
some
a
reason.
terrible way to treat your employees,
Yes,
especially your security.
but again, it's bad guys.
It's bad guys. So
you have to make sure they're bad guys. No
so the-
questions.
Yeah. So they're draining out the blood, and Raphael and Toe Thumbs
Yeah.
and Will Arnett show up. And Raphael fights Mecha Shredder and distracts him. And
He
Megan
gets his
Fox
ass
is
handed
like
to him.
hammering on the glass with her toe thumbs, trying to, what do I do? How do I get you out of there? To the turtles. And Will Arnett is making snappy quips in a corner somewhere.
Of course.
So Donatello tells her to hit the adrenaline button. So they're
Yeah,
hooked up
we
to all this
need
machinery.
adrenaline.
Well, here's the thing. He didn't say hit the adrenaline button. He says
said-
we need adrenaline, and that's when the convenient giant adrenaline button appears on the screen.
On the blood sucking machine.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you'd suck the blood out and for some reason then give them adrenaline. I don't know.
Yes.
So she hammers on this thing with her toe thumbs,
And yeah,
jamming like
it
a
goes up
cubic
by
meter of adrenaline into each of them.
Yes.
maybe I'm wrong. Didn't it at one point say like adrenaline overload?
Overload.
Yeah,
Yeah,
adrenaline
yeah.
overload. I was expecting like cardiac fibrillation to come after, but no, that didn't happen.
The other thing is,
That button didn't come up.
okay,
No.
I don't know. I'm in no way a doctor, but if someone removes a ton of my blood and then gives me adrenaline,
You're gonna
like
die.
A ton of it. My heart's gonna be like,
I have nothing to pump.
Yeah.
this isn't a positive thing.
No, you will seize and die.
Yeah. But it looks like they just all shared an 8-ball.
They-
Like they were
yeah,
just
exactly.
hopped up like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then you had the joke. So after they broke out of the previously unbreakable glass, that oh no, I'm so jacked up on my meth, I'm gonna clean my whole apartment, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
And it got really annoying for like 3 minutes. And then they all went away outside of the compound where all
And
this is
then it was
happening.
the
And Shredder and Buddy Boy flew off to New York to gas New York to be rich
Yes.
somehow.
And
They
then they got the big rig.
Yep. So that's when they find out that they're bulletproof. To our
Well, no, that was a little later, I think. Oh no, you're right. That was that
before.
point. You're right.
They
You're
break
right.
out of
You're
the
right.
Yeah.
apart- the
They find out.
compound.
Yep.
The Foot Clan guys start shooting at them.
and they're like, "Oh, we're bulletproof." And then Raph
So they
gives like
just-
a big roar, and you actually see bullets that were kind of embedded in like the chest part of his shell just shoot out like he was shooting bullets out of his own chest.
I don't know if they hit anybody. Did they? I think they did.
Oh,
I have
oh
no
yeah.
idea.
Was I
Oh,
got
look
the
at the
impression?
ricochets.
Yeah, the ricochets that
Off
you
the back
know
of their shells.
for some reason would literally do the bullets would do a 180 and was
Yeah.
shooting back at them. Which
Yeah.
Like if a
obviously
guy
wouldn't
shoots at
happen.
an angle and it goes this way.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't matter.
It's
It's,
They're
gonna
it's
go
not
up.
thought out.
bulletproof. They're turtles. Cowabunga.
So all the guys get into this big rig
Oh, God.
because they have. It was like Donatello uses his hologram wristwatch.
Yeah, it's basically the over fancy
Yeah.
GPS.
Yeah, to find the best way to get
This GPS has markings for
to the sewers to get back
to New York really fast.
to New York. So he maps it out, and they start driving a truck, and then the Foot shows up, and they blow up part of the truck.
Well, they fire a rocket launcher at the truck that knocks it down a ski slope or something that looks like a ski slope,
basically a
and they
ski
all
slope.
sort of chase them with Humvees and assorted other
Yeah,
vehicles.
and again, this comes back to the whole. How much am I getting? Like, this is from the side of your foot goons. How much am I getting paid? And I'm going to do all this and risk my life driving Humvees down a fucking mountain.
Yo, it's
Really?
With rocket launchers, machine guns,
Yes.
and weird things that shoot out cables that also electrocute
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
Yes.
so we spend the next, I'd say 5-6 minutes,
Eternity.
5-6 minutes, maybe more between. Yeah,
It was a long
10
scene.
minutes.
It,
maybe
it
10
was
minutes.
way
Car
too
chase
long.
down a mountain.
just straight CG, just
Yes.
going down a mountain.
Going out
And
outside the vehicles, going inside
Leo
the
gets-
vehicles.
Everyone
Like
was super
everyone gets
slippery when
hurt.
needed. They
Oh.
could slide down on their shells and go at the same speed as these trucks.
The other thing is, so when Raph is fighting Shredder, when they're all in the adrenaline chamber or whatever you want to call it,
Chamber.
there's one point where Shredder beats him up. He beats the shit out of him too,
And cracks
Has him
his
down.
shell.
Yeah, steps on him and cracks his shell. You actually hear it crack. They're not doing like Raph is in the back and he's like not hunched over, but you can tell he's not feeling great. And he says like he cracked my shell. He's like just patch it up or whatever. And then within like
And then
3
never
minutes,
mind.
hey Donnie, do me a favor. Let's do that thing. So he was that him or was it Mikey?
do
it was
that
him.
thing.
No, it was
Where he-
Donatello. He's like, patch up my shell. And Donatello's like, no, I'll be the hero and I'll go take care of the guys who are chasing the truck.
Right.
And he jumps out of the truck and Ralph's like, "Bleh, whatever.
And then, like a few minutes later, they're both on the snow, and Raph asks him to throw him. So he grabs his bow, swings him, and he throws him at a Humvee.
The bow. Let's talk about
Wait.
the bow.
The Humvee.
Yeah,
He's got a cracked shell. He's apparently infirm and in feeling pain, and he can't be the badass that he wants to be. But then he's thrown into a Humvee, crushing it like a tin can.
Yeah,
right.
which would
And
have
he's fine.
destroyed his back. But yes, the bow.
The
The bow. Donatello's
Everyone's
bow.
weapons are normal except for Donatello's because he's a tech genius, so he changes it.
It's made out of God knows what. But
got, like,
damn,
Yeah.
like,
Well, it looks
Yeah.
like 3/4 of, or sorry, looks like a third of it is wood. The middle end to like the nub where something comes out
Yeah.
is metal, and the piece that comes out I think is also metal.
Yeah, he's got a spring-loaded bow.
Yeah. So,
Where
but
one
it's
third of it shoots out.
But like sometimes, and it's the strongest thing in the world.
It is.
Like he braces it against a truck, and he's like, "I wonder what'll happen." Presses the button, so it goes out, and it's touching the truck, and then he just lowers it to the ground, and it acts like a perfect stop. It's like
Super bow.
it's like the same thing. Like if someone's biking by and you just throw a stick in their spokes.
Yeah, the whole car goes, as
Yes.
over tea kettle
Yeah.
because of the stick.
yeah, very, very strong stick.
A very, very strong stick.
And then from there, more CG.
More CG.
They make their way
Wow,
down,
that
and then
whole
they get into the
CG.
sewers and they CG their way down.
Yes, they CG their way down on their backs. It's like almost like a water slide.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
this
this is
is
what-
Will Arnett and Megan Fox toe thumbs with them.
Even at one point, okay, maybe it's just me. So they're going down this sewer, and then at one point, the sewer line breaks entirely, and they go like "woo!" and they jump from like end to end. That's broken.
Yes, yes.
And in
Yeah,
my
it's
head,
like a Temple of Doom minecart jump.
Yes.
From one
Yeah.
broken sewer.
Yet
pipe to
magically,
another.
there's still water at the other side of that pipe.
and
they're
in my
going the
head,
other way,
Yeah, but for me, I was like, you'd think that would be fixed. Like, oh shit, like a huge pipeline broke. Don't worry about it.
Or you'd think we'd not go that route because it's just irresponsible. So they get back to Splinter. Oh, by the way, yes. During the initial attack on the Turtles' compound, Splinter's got the shit kicked out of him, whatever, and the 3 Turtles got taken away in a van. And Raphael digs himself out of whatever hole he was in because some shit fell on him. And there's Splinter lying like a broken, diseased rat on the floor. He's like, oh my god, get the medical kit. He's dying, blah, blah, blah. And then Splinter's like, go and find your brothers and take Megan Fox with you. And they do. They
Yeah.
just leave him broken,
Oh, okay.
bloody
Yeah.
on the floor, and they go off and rescue their brothers.
Well, that, like,
And then 5 hours later, they come back.
Where did they get the mutagen from? To save him. That was my
Didn't
next
Megan
question.
Fox steal it from somewhere? No, wait, that's the end of
There
the
was
movie.
one canister, and Shredder took it. He fell. That was where he was
Yeah.
diddling the when he got to the bottom there. He's diddling
So
the
yeah,
broken
he
thing.
diddled the broken
Where did
bottle.
they get the mutagen to save Splinter? That was the big. I was like, what did I miss?
I didn't even think about that. I have no
So
idea.
there's a magical second canister of mutagen.
There wasn't. The movie is
One
just full of plot holes.
Okay, well, anyway, they get back to the thing. They stop William Holden,
Wait.
Sask, whatever.
What?
When you see, okay, because you see the canister, but it's just the bottom half of a canister.
It was smashed open.
No,
Yeah.
but all they're showing is the bottom. There's nothing else there.
Like they unscrewed the top and left it there?
No, like imagine if I took this can and this is what was left. This wasn't even in the screen.
Yes, it was. It was completely smashed open. He like attached it to his belt.
But it was
somehow.
next to him. But it was next to him, right?
Yeah, it was, and that's what I was saying. He was fingering it, the goo. It had all
sorry.
come out.
Shredder
Okay,
fell to
sorry.
his death and impacted on the ground with
Yeah.
a stupid canister of mutagen,
Yes.
which apparently has amazing restorative powers. So he's lying there twitching on the ground in his armor, and he swiped his finger through it.
Yeah.
So where's the rest
Yeah,
of it?
then I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
And
a
by the way,
magical-
he was wearing a glove, so it wasn't even technically touching him.
Well, maybe it soaked through.
So, but he's doing it so he can save it. No, he's just doing it. All he needs is just that a little amount, so they can reproduce it in some way.
or he becomes
And they get
Super
Krang
Shredder.
from Dimension X.
Yes.
I would watch the fuck out of that. I don't even care. They're like, oh, we're making an entire CG movie and Megan Fox is in it. I'd be like, and Shia LaBeouf. I'm like, I'll watch that if it's
Is
got
Megan
Krang.
Fox CG? Can they fix her face?
No.
I would watch
Beyond
that.
repair.
I would watch that. Is Krang in it? I will watch that movie.
Can you imagine if they act like? But you're right. Everything is going towards that. It is.
And you're right, with the money that they've made,
There's gonna be a second one.
You know, he's like, people love it. Well, calm
People
down.
love and hate it. Mostly
Yeah.
hate it.
People will be entertained by it for 2 hours and then promptly forget it.
You know, I have to say this. I saw this recently. Every movie M. Night Shyamalan, whatever,
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
has always made money. Every movie he's ever made. But
Are you sure?
yeah, I was
Even the
reading up
last
on-
one.
Every movie.
What was it? Something in the lake? The
Lady in the Water?
Lady in the
He did
water.
Avatar.
Lady in the Water? Yeah. No, that one I have no idea.
Which movie?
The Avatar,
Avatar movie.
Not the James Cameron one, but the shooting fire and
Oh,
water.
The Last
Earth under your
Airbender.
hands
Oh,
one.
and-
Airbender.
That's
yeah.
him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
But sorry, everything before that, all
I
of
knew nothing
all of
about
his
that.
own, like the ones where he's in and stuff like that. Even though they got worse and worse ratings, he always made money on them.
Basically, in the end, they
Yeah.
came out ahead. Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on right now is because people are like, you know what? We know the people that are
crap.
doing this isn't going to be great, but we love the Ninja Turtles, and you have to see them.
Well, as I say, I saw this movie in the theater. If another one does come out, I will not go to the theater to see it. I will wait for video.
I'll probably go to the theater.
I will
because
torrent the shit out of it
yeah.
and watch it drunk and make fun of it.
I will probably still go to the theater.
Scott, you're a terrible human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad enough we gave him money for this.
It
Yeah.
is bad enough. We are actually part of the
We
problem.
are part of the problem. We are.
How often do the three of us ever go to movies?
It doesn't matter. We shouldn't
Yeah,
be
no,
giving money to crap.
that's true. It was a special occasion with the three of us.
It's a special occasion. If you lived in Ottawa, this probably wouldn't have been a big.
No.
Actually, no, that's not true. I would still go to the movie. I don't really care. I want to go see this terrible movie. In a
Yeah,
theater.
I'm honestly not sure. If Shawn wasn't here, I don't know if I would actually gone to the
true.
theater to see it. I just wanted to.
I went to see it purposely because it was terrible, and it actually exceeded my expectations
I thought
in terms of terribleness.
after hearing so many terrible
pretty much
things
as bad
about
as I
it,
thought.
I would enjoy it more.
But no,
And when it was done, I was like, I actually disliked it more than I thought I would dislike it.
I know it exceeded
I'm
expectations.
genuinely surprised at how much I did not enjoy this.
Admittedly, I was very tempted to keep looking at my watch to see how much time was left. So I could just
I was-
Yeah,
look
it
at
did seem kind of interminable. Again, it's a problem with these summer movies with the CG overload.
Yeah.
You have an action scene that's all CG. Obviously, it does not look real. It looks like a cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
but they jam so much kinetic stuff into it that you can't
Just
really
like
tell what's
cutting the-
happening. And I don't know if that's
Yeah.
like an old person
No.
rant by this point.
No,
Yeah, we are.
It's just a jumble of visual noise, and it's hard to make out what is happening.
So many cuts, so quick, just noise, like
Motion
flash
blur.
this.
Yeah. Well, they need the motion blur to hide
I
all
know
the
they need
shit.
the motion blur to hide the pixels, but I mean, at one point they're all sliding down the hill, all holding on to each other in the snowbank hill thing, whatever. And there's a out of control CG freight truck whose trailer is swinging over top of them, over
Yeah,
and over,
that's
back and forth,
right.
fishtailing over top of them somehow.
yeah.
And they're dodging this, and they're trying to have a conversation while sliding down this hill with a truck swaying overhead of them, while trying to avoid the 500-foot cliff at the bottom. And they're just talking.
Yeah.
What?
What about the avalanche that just magically appeared and then magically
Yes, they
disappeared?
triggered an avalanche of snow that
then-
took care of a couple bad guys and then went away.
Yeah, conveniently enough.
There was the one part where so they're sliding down the hill, and I think it's Leo. He's got old guy Vern and Megan Fox, and they're going down the hill, and there's the cable that's attached to him.
Yes.
The
I think it's Mikey.
the electrocution cable
Yeah.
fired from some weird
So
gun.
Mikey's and it's on one of like those tow hooks that you see on the front of trucks, and you see it like unwind. So you know it's like a thick metal cable. And he's like, hold on. So Mikey's holding it. And I'm like, if he holds on to it, his hands will just be destroyed because it's a metal cable and they're moving really quickly. And he lets go. And I was like, okay, I feel better. I'd rather those 3 people actually die in the movie than someone just be like, no, I just held on to it and everyone's okay.
Yeah, a metal tow cable with like 4 other turtles and a Megan Fox at the end of it.
Yeah, and they're fat turtles, so
Yeah,
they're
it's a
going to be
severe
heavy.
amount of weight. And you'd rather they pitched off the cliff at the end and died
Exactly.
than have the incongruity of Michelangelo's hands not being destroyed by
Or not
holding
even
onto
that,
this rope.
because he would just stop it, and then the people at the other end would
Would just
be
jerk
like,
right
"Bleh!"
off of it. Bleh!
Yeah, like they wouldn't hold on. Leo wouldn't just be like, oh,
His
saying
arms
they
would
have-
rip out of
they
his
have fucking-
sockets.
Oh, sorry. I just remembered the very, very end of the
I know
movie.
it's painful. Try to get through it.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
getting
sorry.
there.
I realize
'Cause right
I
now,
keep jumping
so
ahead.
they go, they have a little plan, and they're like, all right, so we're going to go to the building to stop
Yeah, we're going to
them.
break into the Sask guy's building, get to the top of it where the toxin is kept in the radio tower,
So they get there.
and somehow they break in.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah, how did they
oh, no.
break
This,
in? Oh,
the
they
sewer just ends up in like the
That's right.
underground parking garage.
Yeah, the
Yes.
sewer ended into a ventilation shaft.
And
It didn't
Megan
make any
Fox
sense.
and Will Arnett just walk up the building.
And they were fine, by the way, after everything that happened,
Yes.
because that was just after all that shit that happened.
Yeah.
And they were like in shock, like tired, like they were like, well, her hair was all fine, and
yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
let's-
it's not
Oh,
like
no,
they
no,
rode
no,
through
no,
a
no,
sewer
don't worry
or went
about
down
us.
an
We're
avalanche.
fine.
Yeah. Let's go
or-
stop this bad guy.
Yeah, let's just go
And-
with my ugly fucking green fingernail polish.
And the turtles are like, all right, well, we're gonna go find. What are they going? Are they going? What are they going to find? Are they? Oh, they're going to the top of the building too because they have to stop.
The toxin from being released because William Holden wants to get rich
Right.
by supplying the antidote,
They go
which is made out
upstairs.
of the mutagen.
So they go upstairs. They take a wrong turn. Bunch of foot soldiers. That's not the elevator. They get into the elevator, and then there's the shittiest scene I think in the entire movie.
Oh yes, the musical interlude scene.
They're all.
Yes.
It's really quiet in the elevator, and then Mikey starts hitting his nunchucks together.
it was clearly for
To
the
make a
kids.
beat.
Yeah, with a beat, and then Raph starts doing it, and then Donnie and Leo joins in.
Yeah, of
And
all
then-
the people who should join in next was not Raph, and Raph was
No, but they all
Yeah.
end up beatboxing in some way in that elevator ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's done. The door opens and they're all like, yeah, and they all just get out.
the they're
Yeah, they all just run
raw.
out. They just have like a moment, a
Is
musical
this what
moment.
teenagers are really like?
No,
Because I don't think I would never beatbox with my friends when I was in a teen.
I had
when I was
never
a
done
teenager.
that.
I've
Nor
never-
would I charge screaming out of an elevator.
I know.
Yes,
They make it to the roof, and the shredder. The shredder's the one on the roof.
Deploying the toxin.
Yeah,
For some reason. So what does Shredder get out of this deal by releasing this
because
toxin for
they
his...
are the one. Because Shredder wants the Foot Clan to run everything, and Sask, who's already filthy goddamn rich.
Yeah.
with
He
a
wants to be
manner that looks
richer.
like the Wayne
how
Manor.
did
Yeah,
you
what was
describe-
that line?
No.
Yeah.
He was like was it ungodly?
Stupid.
I'm just
Stupidly
doing this. I'm
rich,
just
stupid
doing this
rich.
because I want to be rich.
Rich.
Stupid rich. He's already got a Wayne Manor. He's already got his own downtown tower. What the fuck more? You got a helicopter too. What do you need?
More
You're co-financing
money.
this the Foot Clan.
I mean, that's a drain on resources. But you've got like a robotics, you've got a construction, and you've got
That's right. That's
research
right.
labs making all sorts of crazy products for people.
That's the other thing. When he was giving that speech towards the start of the movie, he mentioned the 3 wings of his.
Yeah.
And I really wish
The
I was.
robotics. It was the
yeah.
research,
It was
and then the
yeah,
construction.
I
yeah.
think maybe it's just me. I was really hoping when they introduced him, his name would be Baxter. I wanted his name to be Baxter.
I was
so
expecting
bad.
Baxter too. I was
wanted
kind
it
of
to be
hoping
Baxter.
they
Wouldn't
Would
just
it be
call him.
Stockman?
Yeah, Baxter Stockman.
Baxter Stockman.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
would his last name be Baxter?
No. I was hoping they would introduce him. I wanted him to be Baxter.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
could've
what
said-
kind of,
I
what
could've said
kind
Baxter
of last
Stockman.
name is Sax? Really?
know.
Like you just
He's
choose.
not in the comics in any way, is he?
No, Sax.
Yeah. Oh, I've never seen
No. I mean, that's like Saks Fifth Avenue. It's like a clothing store.
Ball
So they
sack.
get to the roof. The Shredder is there in his giant mecha Godzilla suit, trying to release this stupid toxin for some reason, which starts squirting at the top of it, like red plumes.
like seeping out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the turtles,
Yeah.
of course, invariably get there, and they have their rooftop fight, which is, of course, a mess.
Oh, they just get their asses handed to them
Yeah,
again.
Shredder throws all his knives, pulls them back, blah, blah, blah. And then Donatello,
yes.
of course, hacks the mainframe terminal. I'll let Mike take this part. He's in pain. You can see the vein pulsing in his head.
Yeah. can you
Well, I'm
do
just
this?
thinking. Well, again, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but it's just the fact that Shredder's just shooting his stupid little blades, and literally the entire tower apparently can't deal with these few blades.
Yes,
smacking
okay,
it.
you're skipping ahead.
I
So
am skipping
Donatello
ahead.
tries to... Well, Shredder sets up the stupid toxin to be released in 5 minutes, of course.
Yes, of course you have
Why?
the countdown. The countdown.
Well, because
And
because Shredder probably doesn't want to be there.
Well, Shredder should probably have installed a gas mask in
Yeah,
his
exactly.
armor.
Shredder
And I'm sure he
probably
does.
should have had a member of the Foot Clan do this.
Probably, yes. So he sets it all up, and then, of course, the turtles together, they fight, blah, blah, blah. And Donatello has to, of course, hack the mainframe and stop this from happening. Which he does. He ends up stopping it with 5 seconds to spare.
The way it stopped, it didn't actually look like it was something he did, because he was like, it looked like he was like, what am I going to do? And then it just sort of stopped. And I was like,
5 seconds.
It looked
Here's
like
the other
someone
thing.
else had done it.
So it stops with 5 seconds, but wasn't it still leaking out before
Yeah,
that?
it started to seep out.
it was like
Maybe it's just-
anticipating
yeah.
to explode.
I know. I'm like, why? I don't understand. Like, I can't think of anything in the world where right before something's done, it starts finishing
Yeah.
right before. Like,
Let's just do it prematurely.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, just
that's
a
it.
little.
Yeah.
So that happens, and of course, the Shredder is understandably upset. And he starts throwing his stupid Shredder knives at the tower containing the toxin. And he's shooting them at these, like, steel I-beams,
Yes.
which can take a substantial amount of weight. And for some reason, his little knives are making it buckle. And the turtles, of
Just-
course, get under it and try to prevent that from happening.
And they seem to be holding up an entire tower by themselves. The
A
four
radio
of them.
tower on the top of a skyscraper,
This
holding this thing
giant-
up.
Heavy tower. Yeah, no problem. We can hold it up. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then the small
No.
throwback to the earlier in the movie where how they have to do something with concentration. The way Splinter was getting. Remember how Splinter had them all doing something like
Yeah,
that
because
was
they
their
snuck
punishment?
out at night to save the people in the
right,
subway.
right, right,
Splinter
So
got mad.
they're all
Right,
holding
right.
it up, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna let go," and he's like, "Don't," like, "No," and then Shredder comes up and just punches Leo, and Leo doesn't even flinch. I'm like, "That's internal bleeding. He's gonna die."
Probably should have used a knife.
Yeah,
He
I
didn't.
know.
He used it
Seriously.
like just a fist to punch
I know.
Leo.
Like I've been using knives. He could have just been like, stab you in the eye.
really, really slowly. But no.
I've killed one of the turtles. That was super effective.
And easy.
We would make really good villains.
We really would, because we're not dumb. So doesn't Shredder? Anyway, the tower collapses anyway.
Yes.
And there's this whole extended, ridiculous scene of people
Where everyone's
falling and
holding up.
grabbing
Wait,
parts of
let's
the
talk
tower.
about Megan Fox's great grip. She's falling, no problem.
Yes, Megan
How?
Fox pitches off of a roof.
Grabs onto this pretty fat.
It's like a 100
bar.
feet drop, and then she grabs onto the tower, which had, of course, fallen sideways onto another building and is spanning the divide.
That's the other thing. When it falls and stops.
Yeah.
She's holding on. There's no human who would just be like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm holding
Exactly.
on."
Especially
my
not
point.
one with toe thumbs
It's-
like Megan Fox.
It's sort of like the same problem as the movie Gravity, where she has super grip when she needs it. Oh
God, I hate that.
Even if
that's a whole other
if I had
problem.
my entire arm wrapped around that bar
It would
Yeah.
rip
and
your
that
arm
thing
off.
came crashing down,
Yeah.
my arm would get dislocated and it would go and fly, and I
Yes.
would just fall to my death.
Yes.
Yes,
But
you would.
she's like, "Don't worry, I've got my hands on it." So
Yeah, so Megan Fox and the Shredder and everybody else basically is dangling off this tower. And for some reason, Megan Fox is at the end of all the four turtles because they're grabbing each other and dangling off this stupid thing.
And then they magically sort of all.
Yeah, and Megan Fox is at the end of this stupid thing, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like,
Oh,
"Swing
sorry.
me into the shredder so I can
it's-
grab the mutagen canister." And they're
She
like, "Yeah,
actually
that
say
sounds
that?
like a great idea." So they do this, and and then like they throw knives at Shredder or swords.
No,
and he-
Yeah, so his
So-
katana.
Shredder throws a knife, and Raph, holding one hand on her, uses the other one to ricochet it back, and it stabs Shredder.
yes,
Shredder pulls it out and
flings it again, doesn't he?
Yeah, or I think he takes it off, something like that. Then Leo throws his sword and stabs him, and then she swings over and she kicks something into his eye. 'Cause he
Yeah,
had
there was
something
something
jabbed
in his
there.
eye. Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't know what it was, but I know
Okay,
exactly
so
what you're
Megan,
talking
they
about.
swing Megan Fox over to
So
grab
she
the mutagen
grabs something and
canister
then kicks him in the face
and kicks him in the face.
You know what? I think it was one of his horns.
It wasn't
No?
very obvious. Whatever
Whatever it
was.
is, it's stupid.
Yeah, and Shredder goes plummeting to his death with the mutagen canister. Or
Wait,
without
yeah, it was attached. He attaches it to his belt.
somehow.
Yeah, somehow magic belt loop, and yeah, he falls and creates
Makes a
a
big
giant
crater.
crater. So let us talk about how in the world they go from the top of these two buildings to the ground by just turning.
Yeah, the tower. They're all wrapped in this tower, and the tower just keeps falling, bit by bit, and then it hits like a billboard. Then they have like a heart-to-heart moment where they
This is where we talk about what Raph says,
Yeah,
which
they
he
bring
would
up
never
something,
ever say.
you know, it's the last moment, so like we're gonna die because this thing is falling, and let's just all say something that we would never say normally. And you know, Donatello's like, I'm the one who licks the icing off the Pop-Tarts and puts it back in the box, and I don't think Leo's ever said anything.
Oh, Leo
what
said
did Leo
something.
say? Well, they
can't
must have
remember.
all said something,
So
but yeah, I
No,
don't really.
only 3 of them, because he said something. Did Mikey say anything?
Possibly.
I only
Yeah.
remember 2 of them.
Very-
I don't remember the middle
And
one.
then Raph went on this big long
Spiel,
spiel
Yeah.
about how he loves his brothers and always yells at them and pushes them hard because he
which is so
believes
not
in their
Raph.
potential.
Yeah.
And all this other garbage,
bullshit.
and
Yeah.
he always threatens to leave because he doesn't feel worthy of standing beside them. And by that point, they've reached the
God.
ground and he hadn't noticed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Kinda
how
like
they
a-
reached the ground,
don't know.
completely no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and wrapped up in this giant metal tower.
Yes.
Nobody else around, of course.
No, everyone's there. That's the thing. No one.
Yeah, nobody comes up and says, "What the hell
What
are
the
these?"
fuck are these things on this tower?
No, they're looking at the shredder crater on the ground.
Distraction.
I know, completely. So they somehow
So
get
angry.
mutagen back to Splinter, who is they of course left a day earlier, broken and dying on the floor.
Splinter's like, my sons are assholes. Like, I know
Seriously,
they're
like-
saving the world, but
And then again, this is where they got the mutagen from somewhere. I don't
Yeah.
know where they got it from.
again, of course I'm going back.
Yeah, and they
So-
pour it down his throat or something.
Yeah,
'cause it
did they
heals
inject
people.
it?
So like way back when Splinter gets hurt, and there's Raph and April, and he's like, give me the first aid kit. She gets it. For what?
They don't use it.
Like Band-Aids and gauze? I don't. Don't worry, I'm gonna put iodine
Yeah,
on
I'm gonna
wounds and you'll
disinfect
get
your
better.
sucking chest
Yeah.
wound.
Don't worry, I
This
have
is really gonna hurt. Just FYI.
I have so much saline solution.
Yeah,
That'll-
and you're
that's
gonna just
help.
lay there while I go find my brothers. And if you could just put yourself in like a ninja trance and not
Yeah.
die, that'd be great. But they don't do that. They just wander
Yeah.
off. Literally, it
Yeah.
cuts and they're gone.
And then they give it to Shred, or they give it to Splinter. Splinter's okay.
He heals himself.
Yep. And then they cut to the end part, which is Will Arnett calls April. She meets up, and he's got a new car.
So he kept saying the car. Was that the actual brand of the car that he kept repeating over and over again?
Which car?
Yeah,
I forget. It has a stupid name, and
it's
I
a-
couldn't tell if he was giving it a nickname or if that was the actual name of the car.
No, it's not a Crown Victoria. It's something else. It's like a nice luxury. I think it's like a Cadillac.
But he
Call
said it
like
twice.
the Vernon Mobile or something.
Well, that was my impression.
That was
But
mine too, but
I
no.
have a feeling it was
I think it's
actually
a name. I
actually
think
saying the
it's-
brand of the
the
car.
brand
Yeah.
of the car, and he said it twice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just like Jesus.
And it looked like a
Christ.
Crown Royal
I think so. Yeah.
from like
Yeah,
1993,
it was an ugly car.
and it was black for some reason. Anyway, the news company had given him that for some reason because he destroyed his van.
Yeah. Oh, you destroyed our company van? Well, here's a car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And of course,
Yeah,
then
did
the
I
absolute-
own this van to begin with?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And the absolute worst part, what rolls up
Yes,
shortly
yes,
thereafter,
It was like
No.
it looked
the
like a turtle
van.
It looked like a
Turtle
turtle
van.
smart car.
It was the stupid news van, but they put stupid turtle decals all over it.
Oh wait, what about the part? I'm going way back. I just remembered. What about the part where Raph just decides to jump out of the side of the news van? Just
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Blasts
and they
right
escaped
through.
from the Sask compound after the whole adrenaline button issue.
There's back doors.
He
You
was
can
in a
open
van.
those.
no, back doors aren't for turtles.
No.
Back
No, of
doors
course not.
are
Oh, that
He had to
sounds-
burst-
that sounds
He literally
dirty.
burst out the side of a sheet metal van,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it peeled back like a fucking banana.
Yes.
They also do this a lot. Woo!
Yeah, he did that a lot.
There's
Yeah.
a lot
Raph
of
was-
wing.
Raph constantly has a toothpick in his mouth.
Yes.
He-
Because it's badass.
when he was buried under that rubble, he comes up and he
And-
has a toothpick in his mouth. I
Yeah,
was like,
during the
oh,
initial fight at the turtle lair.
I'm getting so tired.
Oh my god. So they roll up in the turtle van, which of course has a rocket launcher at the top, and Michelangelo presses the button to launch it because he was trying to show April a sound system or some shit.
Check
And-
out the base.
Yeah, and the rocket launcher blows up Will Arnett's new fancy car, which
Yeah.
he of course then repeats the name of again,
Exactly.
Yeah.
saying he had just gotten
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Like, if someone blew up my car, I wouldn't be like, oh my god. I'd be like, you fucking assholes. Like, how are you going to pay for this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, that's my car.
Oh,
Not-
we don't pay for things. We steal them because we're turtles.
Yeah.
But we don't steal them because
somehow stole turtle
also,
decals
another
for that
question.
van.
How do they get all that stuff
Well,
in the sewer?
this is this has always been a problem for all generations of the turtles. Where did they get all this stuff? There's only
money.
so much you can do from salvaging or
You're right. But and like I remember in the original one, they order pizza and they give the guy money. I'm like,
yeah. Where are you getting
Are you
this
robbing
money?
people?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't they like basically just take care of the criminals and then rob them? the
That
idea
was
they
never
take their
shown.
wallets.
That's
no,
never ever been shown.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it would.
No,
in the
they
old
just
ones,
they
but not the
all they
current
ever do
ones.
is just
No, they
tie
beat them
'em
up, they tie them up, and then they take their fucking wallet.
No. It's very
Yeah, they killed them.
unturtle-like.
They might as well rob their asses.
But they don't kill them. They just beat them up.
I prefer to think of a world where they do kill them. And Megan Fox. So yeah, that was the end of the movie, and they all drive off in the turtle van.
But of
arguing.
course, there was the post credit. Well,
Not even. It was
there were
like
a few credits in, and they're like, oh, "Guys, we still have
Victoria's
we
Secret
have to
show
do
off.
Victoria's Secrets. We have to put it somewhere. Let's just throw it in this pointless scene right here."
Yeah, so the after credit scene, the turtles, there's a shot of a Victoria's Secret billboard with this, scantily clad woman
during
with a
the
bra.
day, by the way.
During the day.
Yes, 'cause
And
they're
the
ninjas.
turtles are disguised as
Boobs.
her broad boobs. And they
Yeah,
just
they're-
detach from each boob and swing away going hee hee hee.
Yeah, they're running, and then people they're running, and then people look up at the billboard because they see something out of the corner of their eye, and they both stop and hold on, and then they show like a closer view of the turtles, and they look at each other and like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
And then they look away and they just jump down, and I was like, that is no part.
Throughout
of the
that
movie.
entire movie, none of them seemed like teenagers. I mean, one of them seemed like a brain-damaged young adult, which was Michelangelo. The rest of them did not seem like teenagers at all.
Mind you, Ninja Turtles have never really acted like teenagers.
No, but this was especially bad. Like, Raphael seemed like an escaped prison convict.
Yeah, he was really angry.
He was very angry.
But I
over
mean,
the
that's
top.
Raph. I mean,
Too much angry. Too
No.
stupidly angry. And by the way, he was voiced by Mark Wahlberg.
No, he wasn't.
That's
He was Mark Wahlberg.
Was it?
Oh no,
Well,
It sounded a
okay.
hell of a lot
just
like
like
Mark
Well, we're
Wahlberg.
just gonna IMDb it right now just to be sure.
Stupidly
right,
with his biceps and his horrible
Yeah, he
Transformers
was
movie.
way too beefy.
Well, IMDb 6.4 out of 10. Incorrect. Cast and crew.
Cast and crew for this movie.
Cast.
Megan Blorp.
Will Arnett, Eric Sex.
Will Arnett as the old
Alan
guy.
Richson as Raphael.
Who?
Alan
Exactly.
Richson.
Whatever. He
No.
sounded like fucking Mark Wahlberg.
I don't know who that is.
Wait, did he play him or did he do the voice?
Sean, there were
Johnny
no
Knoxville,
actors.
Leonardo voice.
So sorry, Leonardo was
Johnny
John
Knoxville.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony
Which-
Shalhoub was Splinter.
I didn't actually mind.
What? Why is there only two voices? It only has two that are in brackets that say voice.
That's weird. Maybe it was Alan Richmond, whatever. Sounded like Marky Mark without his funky bunch.
Anyway, it's not Mark Wahlberg.
No. It did sound like it right at the start. I really thought it sounded like him though.
I thought it was like him throughout the entire movie.
No.
But it was not. So
So I guess postmortem. What we can sort of say is okay. Well, ultimately, this movie was not made for us. We have to keep that in mind.
it's true. There's no way
It's.
it was.
I mean,
I don't even think the children behind me were paying attention.
no, there were a lot of kids who seemed very disinterested, which I found very interesting. Actually, that
Yeah, they completely
you found
distracted.
it interesting that people were disinterested.
Yes.
No,
that was like kids. I figured kids would be glued to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, there was a bunch of kids. Like there was again a kid in front of us, and he kept getting up, and he was like talking to his mom about shit. I'm like, are you not interested in the movie at all?
I'd also like to point out that the parents should really be saying, please sit down and watch the movie and be quiet because other people are watching.
yeah, well, bitch
They don't
slap.
do that. But yeah, a lot of really distracted children who should have been in the age bracket, too young for this movie, to have been very interested in this movie.
Yeah.
All the whiz-bang toys, the joking, the...
Yeah, because I mean, if I was 10 years old watching this movie, I would have loved it. Obviously, I mean,
I'm curious if they.
maybe children are just more stupid
I wonder
today.
how much they
well,
spent. On
no.
this.
Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
I wonder how much they spent on this.
A
like-
lot.
Like if
Oh,
they had,
well,
like
jeez.
if they had given this money to someone else who knew what to do with it, I wonder what they would have come up with.
Something
That's
not
what-
like poop.
That's what makes me sad. Because I'm like, with the amount of money that they threw at this, and they obviously had a fair amount. I bet they could have come up with something way better. But
But that's the thing. A lot
Yeah.
of the summer blockbuster movies are not created to tell a story as much as to push a product.
it's true.
It's movies by committee. You know, what will make the most money for our sponsors, investors, and everything else. It's not about telling a story. It's about pushing crap.
Yeah. How many movies do we enjoy, like truly enjoy, that did horribly in the theaters? You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's-
God, this abortion cost $125 million.
Holy crap.
What?
I don't even think that even includes the promotional budget.
125 million.
Yeah,
I hope they lose money.
it won't.
No, they made almost half of it in one weekend.
It's already made almost $120 million.
120 already?
Yeah.
Oh.
and again, we're part of this problem, unfortunately.
Yes, we have contributed,
We've contributed to this.
the continuation of garbage movies being released in the summer, I feel terrible about myself.
Yes.
I don't feel terrible with myself at all.
Yeah, but Scott.
It's a movie, regardless if you like it or not. I know.
Well, no, the problem is by doing this, we're promoting more bad movies as opposed to
Going to see some weird French art house film where everybody dies at the end.
yes, which I would prefer. Always. But then I like weird movies.
Yeah, you do.
I know.
If you like weird, we should save it for another time. But if you like weird movies, watch Stranger. I think that's what it's called.
I think you were telling me about that.
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's really fucked up.
Sounds like my kind of movie.
Yeah.
That's
Unlike
it.
When
this
it's
one.
done, you can tell me what it's about. By the way,
Okay.
because I have no idea what the fuck it's about. It's weird as shit.
Yeah.
Don't see it. It's really bad.
I won't.
Good.
But I would like to ask you what your verdict of the film is, I guess in terms of stars or Rotten Tomatoes you'd like to throw at it. How would you rate this film?
I would rate
What
this
would your
movie.
parting shot be?
I would rate this movie. I'll say out of 10. I would give it a 4 out of 10. And that's. And honestly, I'm giving them a 4 because there were some times when I was like, oh, this action isn't bad. Not like just regular fighting. I thought it was pretty at points. I was like, this looks nice. And then there were other times when I was like, this is not really that enjoyable. I feel I should like it more. And it also gets 2 points for nostalgia. So it gets 4 out of 10 for me.
Mike?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to the other films.
Yeah.
Only
Because
compared
you-
to the first one.
Yeah, the first one, because Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Well,
Ruined-
that's what I was going to bring
Oh,
up,
okay.
obviously.
Oh, why?
Because I
Are
mean,
we
obviously,
enough
the
pain?
first Ninja Turtle movie from 1990,
Brilliant.
It's great.
It's something so good about it. I love the grittiness.
It
of
has Casey Jones, by the way.
It has
Oh,
Casey
that-
Jones.
Yeah, that did not show up. Casey Jones did not show up in this film.
Yeah, no, he's too badass to show up in a movie like that. Thank you very much. Of course, the second one, I can barely make it through today. Watching it today,
I tried, I
it's
couldn't.
just
Really?
so. You talking about how things felt awkward watching this recent movie?
Yeah.
Watching the second movie is really awkward. Just bad timing.
Oh.
Horrible. Oh.
And-
costumes
much
were all
more
different, too,
childish.
And
right?
the costumes, I
Yeah.
just wasn't sold on them. I know a lot of people don't like the third one. I actually really dig the third one a lot.
I haven't seen the
it's
third one in a long
cheesy,
time,
of
but-
course, but I think they look better, and I do like the setting way more.
There you go.
And not many people enjoyed the animated version from 5-6 years ago. I thought it was fun. I thought it was okay, but
like the computer animated
the
one?
computer it's
I
just
like-
like TMNT was
I
what
like
it's
that
actually
one.
called.
Yeah.
But
I like
I
that
was
one.
actually-
We watched that. I like that
I
one.
know. And you know what? It was interesting because obviously on Rotten Tomatoes, it's, the latest one is around 20%. For that TMNT, it's at 32%. So,
Slightly better.
but I mean, it's still low. It's still
Yeah.
shit. Like, it obviously didn't do well in terms of reviews. Like, so I found that interesting.
So how would you rate the new one?
So the new one, I would, it's pretty much on par with the second one in my brain. I would say no. I'm gonna say it's about the same. And again, I don't
Same
know
as
when's the
what?
last time you guys seen the
Like-
second
like the
movie.
same as
but
in,
it's
like-
really,
So how many stars
Really
out
bad.
of 10?
oh, I don't know. I don't work that way. I'm just comparing to the other movies. I don't have a number.
How many ninjas do you give
How
it
many ninjas? 1.5 ninjas.
out of
4, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Duh.
Okay, good. And you?
I sat through this film with mostly a glazed expression on my face.
I had
with
a
my,
big
To
dumb
be-
grin
to
on
be
my
fair-
face just
to be
because I
fair-
couldn't believe what I was
I
looking
know
at.
that's how I view most things, but
Thank
this
you.
one was really bad. Like my
That's right.
eyes were not actually working in concert for most of it. I sat there with my head propped in my hand, just sort of going along or being carried against my will by this movie, along as it portrayed various brands as story points, and
God,
Megan
that product
Fox to
placement.
no end irritates the shit out of me.
Oh.
That woman has the most blank, vapid, inane expression on her face all the time, and there's not any amount of makeup, which they have heavily troweled on her face, that can rectify this. She can't act. She can't make expressions on her face. She's basically a non-entity in a costume. And of course, she has to basically carry the movie for the most part, which of course is something horrible.
Yeah.
It was so, I guess, of its time, which is, of course, the present, which I have a problem with.
Yeah, well, let's just say we're old men now.
Yeah,
and this
we're
is
the
what I
old-
was also
we're-
coming back to. This movie was not for us.
No, they're not. We're the old Muppets
We are.
in the balcony laughing at it,
We
making
are.
fun of it because it's horrible. But the CG kinetic noise, which is again a problem of Michael Bay's other efforts, and I use efforts loosely, and just the general style of movies these days is hyperkinetic, CG, cartoon, nonstop, monster mash, garbage, cartoons fighting cartoons. That wrapped up in a flimsy pretense of a story did not make for an enjoyable viewing experience for me. It gets 1 point simply for showing up and being a thing. And it gets another point for trying to give me a hand job of nostalgia. A terrible hand job. I did not climax.
It didn't even
Like,
finish yet.
I did not climax.
Like a hand
It
job
went-
covered in glue and sand.
Yes. Yeah, like like the $5 whore who just can't or has never gone up the scale in terms of whoredom because her skills are terrible. Twerking for you in a back alley and it just does nothing for you. And yet you throw $10 at her anyway just to make her go away at the end.
That's
is my
enough.
estimation.
That's enough. Just let
Yeah,
go.
just
Just
please
walk
don't-
away. Take
yeah.
this money. Go.
Stop making eye contact.
Exactly. So 1 point for showing up and 1 point for giving me or trying to give me a nostalgia hand job, and that's all it's getting.
Out of what?
10.
Okay.
So 2 out of 10?
2 out of 10.
And yours was 1.5?
1.5 out of 4. Do the math. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't fucking
We're not
matter.
doing math. We'll
It
make
doesn't
Megan
fucking
Fox do
matter.
the math and see if she can.
They're all low scores. It's to be expected.
It's dreadful. It was dreadful.
Yes, we knew it was going to be dreadful coming in, going
And
in. I mean,
It did exceed our expectations in that regard. So kudos to it
And what do you mean?
and how terrible it was.
Yeah, which I'm surprised at. I was like, I hear so many bad things, I'm going to go, and it's going to be a little bit better.
I disagree. Personally, I disagree. I went in, and what I saw was pretty much exactly what I was expecting to see, and so I
Oh,
wasn't.
really?
You,
yeah.
sir, are a psychic.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
no, I think I just maybe even had lower expectations than you guys. I think maybe it's what it came
Mine
down
were
to.
at Alex levels. And it went lower than that.
It's a shame he didn't go.
I think he would have cried.
Alex would have done
He-
this the
he
entire
was- he
time
was
and laughed loudly
No,
the whole
I
time.
think, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But I think he was that the idea. He was crying at the idea of going with us when we were
Yeah.
talking about it yesterday. He's like, he really.
I think it's a good
really
thing that
didn't
he
want to
didn't.
go. No. Yeah, he would just been whining the entire way instead of
Oh
just
my God.
trying to just
Laugh it off.
laugh it.
Mm-hmm.
Or in my case, internalize it and crush it.
Yeah, overall, this was a really, really bad movie.
And it's not like even
it
a
wasn't.
fun bad movie or a good bad movie.
It's not something
like
you can watch
The
later on
Animator.
and laugh. Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to because let's say the target audience, the true target audience for this film are young,
Disinterested 7-year-olds.
kids, young teens.
Maybe.
I would be interested to see how they actually did. You actually enjoy that? Did you think it was awesome, or was it okay?
You're right.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say it would suck because again, kids at that age they don't
Yeah, a poll of like just different age groups to see what they
what
thought
they
of the
actually
movie.
thought of the movie. Yeah.
Interviewed separately so they couldn't.
Yes.
affect
No.
each
That's
other.
it. That's it.
I'm
Exactly.
betting the most of them say, meh. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
thing.
okay.
It did something. It was.
It was
there.
okay.
showed
Yeah,
up
it
on
was
screen.
neat or something. It was funny, maybe. You
Yeah,
know.
I don't think they'd be again the disinterested children in the audience. I mean, children are generally short attention span little monsters anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean,
judging by the kids that we saw in the theater today, which is kind of
Exactly.
mind blowing because Jesus Christ, you want to talk about ADD on film? Like,
Honestly, are you not entertained? Look at what's happening on screen. This is actually a digital miracle in a lot of ways. But yeah, kids getting up, walking around, talking, doing stuff, digging in their bags of whatever the hell they brought that was super noisy behind me.
Child in front of us who was too warm, so his mom told him to take his shirt off, and then he sat in her lap, which I have to say was really creepy.
And carried on a number of conversations with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very strange.
How long was the movie, by the way?
it's 2 hours.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh. It was a little too long. It could have been 90.
was 2 hours.
It was 2 hours.
I'm
It
not
could
going to
have been
lie.
90
I
minutes.
thought it was like 90 minutes.
Oh, God, really? Like I said, I was waiting for it to end. I'm like, get on. I was like, get on.
I
with
was
it.
too, but when it was done, I was like, all right. I'm like, well, at least they didn't drag it out.
It's amazing that
They
in
dragged
a
it out.
2-hour movie that they could
They
have
didn't
so
really
little
do anything.
have
There was
so
no
little
story
character
at all. There
development.
really wasn't. Like, the story was so
It is
flimsy.
amazing how
But
much.
in 2 hours, back in the day, in our day, you could have a movie with characters that the audience would grow to love
Yeah.
or hate, identify with, and that would carry a movie. You would have movie stars.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have 2 or 2.5 hours of noise on the screen with multiple characters running around, and nobody gives a shit about the characters because they're not defined, really.
And you know what? It's great you say that because, like, a week ago I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and they do a great job of doing just that. They're
Have you seen that yet, Shawn?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
and they're like, you know what? Here are 5 different characters. It's hard enough to really give 1 or 2 characters enough where you really want to feel that way. We're gonna throw 5 people on, and we're gonna make you care about all of them. And when it was done, I was
didn't
like,
really care much about Groot, but he was a one-liner, whatever joke. But
I did. I liked them. I
it was
liked
okay,
them all.
but
The one I cared
the least strong of the
the
bunch.
one I cared the least about was Drax.
Oh, I like him for obvious reasons.
Yes, but
Well,
like
I mean, that character was obviously a lot more muted than the other
Yes,
ones, given
yes.
the limited range of whatever
What he
wrestler
could-
was playing him. But overall, it was a fun romp, and there were some feels, there was some good action, and nothing felt too over the top, which is really bizarre given the nature of,
Yeah, it was-
of
you were really
the subject
expecting it.
matter.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy managed to balance it out and pull it off. This one, like the Transformers franchise and every other grotty, chlamydia-infested thing that Michael Bay touches, is just cardboard characters wandering around in nonstop CG noise and product placement.
yep, and slow motion.
And yeah,
Lots of slow motion.
Is there a lot of slow motion? I can't remember.
Yeah, there was enough where I was
Yeah.
like,
you know, in their action scenes, they do something and
I don't remember
and then
seeing any of
cars
that
go
in this
flipping.
movie, to tell you the truth.
almost the entire the game at like the end where like it's Leo and Mike.
Oh, yeah,
and
you're
Donnie.
right, you're
That
right.
whole thing was CG.
Loop, loop, or
Shredder.
whatever.
Slow-mo.
Like, anytime the Shredder was there doing anything, like boom, boom,
Yeah, let's throw some knives.
boom, boom.
I've grown so immune to it.
I know, it's just terrible. And then, of course, at the end, you have like the rap song with the drum and bass or the Skrillex or whatever the hell they're
Whatever,
calling
but
it
you know what I
these days.
mean? It's-
And I'm like, could you not?
yeah, but I mean, they
overplay
did
that?
horrible rap music at the end of the first one.
That was
and
MC Hammer, and that was amazing.
no, Shawn. I don't.
TMNT Power, hello?
That's not MC Hammer, is it?
I think
It
is.
wasn't MC Hammer,
Whatever.
but anyway, it was.
All I heard was when this song came out, the one for the new one. Vanilla Ice said he wasn't very pleased. He was like, "This isn't very good."
This is not ninja
Yeah,
rap.
because Vanilla Ice knows about Ninja Turtle rapping.
sorry. Are we talking about the movie that just came out?
Yes.
Yes.
Vanilla Ice is still alive?
Yep.
Yes, he's been an
does-
Amish construction person.
Yeah, he does like
and
construction or something.
He has like a home renovating
And who-
show.
And who interviewed him to?
Probably no one. He probably tweeted it or something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
And
he
who's
most likely did.
following him?
I don't know. People who still live in 1992.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's everything I have to say about that. The movie was not very good.
Yeah.
Crusty, festering pustule on the ass of cinema.
Ruining our childhood
Again.
as usual.
Message to J.J. Abrams with the new Star Wars coming out. Don't do that.
no,
And
I
we'll
trust
find
him.
out where you live.
I trust him. I haven't cared about Star Wars in a long time.
I'm cautiously optimistic,
And
but I'm
I
still
am
giving
too.
him a goddamn warning.
I am too. But I actually am almost excited
feel good
for
about
these
it.
new
I'm
movies.
cautiously
I'm
optimistic.
sure he'll throw in some lightsaber lens flares and
Oh,
everything will
God.
be great.
I think he's learned about the lens
Lens
flares.
flares. No,
He's-
I
he'll
think it'll
do
be
them,
good.
but I think they won't be as bad as the whole Star Trek
I
thing.
think it'll be good. I'm feeling good about it.